Welcome back live, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Malik Banat, and alongside with me we have
Victoria Mackenzie.
And we are here at the
CISA Boys Tournament
2019. Hey, and to all the ladies around here, happy Women's Day, 8th of March.
Yes.
No better hosts to be here, and hey, come on, and where did we stop, Victoria and Angela Mackenzie? Okay. Yes. All right. And we have a funny addition here, Victoria Mackenzie. And what do you have to say about today, Victoria?
So today's going to be a very interesting game, especially because Warsaw has gotten 2-0. So they've won both of their previous games. Because the same could not be said for Budapest.
No, that's not what I want to hear. I've been listening to basketball for the past 2 days, so I've been hearing. What actual day is it today?
Today is Women's Day.
8th of March.
8th of March.
The day of women and female empowerment.
Yes.
And do you have anything you want to say to our audience?
Women and men are equal.
And what about all the young girls at their home watching this broadcast thinking, oh, if only there would be a broadcast for the high school girls basketball team. What do you have to say for them, Victoria?
Accomplish your dreams and never give up. You can do whatever you want to do in life.
There's the natural KS feminist here. Okay, and we are facing off for the second day of day 2 of the tournament with the Warsaw Warriors facing off against the Budapest Blazers, and both are the two Mount Rushmore teams of the of the CISA Red Pool division. And so far the Warriors have been fully victorious in their affairs, no pun intended. They went for 2-0 yesterday, a successful tenure, and Budapest Blazers, however, on the other hand, not as efficient as the Warsaw Warriors. They have gone on an opposite streak of 2 losses. And Victoria, how do you think the Budapest Blazers can switch up their play style against this very organized and dynamic Warsaw team?
I think if they put in all the effort that I've seen them do through their hard training, I think they do have a chance. But Warsaw's work ethic is something that cannot be undermined.
Yes, indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, right now we have some video footage from yesterday's interviews. Going live with them. Okay, Mr. Orion. A little bird whispered to me before that you are a member of the under-18s Romanian national team.
I was the member. Right now I'm going to 19, so I'm no longer in the team. But I played last year and 2 years ago in the 18 Romanian national team. Now I'm going to under 20. So.
Oh. And are you in a professional club?
Yeah, I was. And I'm serious. I played for Stella for half the season. And then I transferred to Rapid Bucharest. So, yeah, great experience.
So how much time do you actually get to practice with these guys in terms of team chemistry?
Either twice a week or 3 times a week.
That's not that much as you'd like. But it's basketball is like a team game, and do you feel like you have enough chemistry to go through and pull through the finals?
Certainly hope so, but we're going to take it game by game. We're going to build every single game.
Trust the process.
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to see.
And I have 2 very obvious questions to ask. What was that when you tried to dunk? It was like 2 tries.
Yeah, I don't know. First time, my knee caved in. I don't know. I'm old. I'm getting old. Senior year, you know.
Ah, yeah, 19.
Yeah.
That's not 18 anymore.
I know. And then the second time, I don't know, didn't do it right. But the third time it was lucky. See, third time?
Yeah,
so
that time's the charm. That was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
What I got to tell. No, it's just weird because I was watching your highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
I said, oh, this man's once he steps on the floor, it's over. It's over. Then I'm coming there like, and then Andre Orion, arguably the best player of the CISA tournament, misses an open play-in dunk.
Yeah, it happens.
But I'm making you a challenge, Kozak challenge for next game.
Okay.
I want an in-game dunk.
An in-game dunk?
An in-game dunk.
But I had one already last game.
I want more.
One more. Okay.
Can you do that for me?
Okay, I'll try.
Thank you. And then after you dunk, make a shout out to the.
What should I say? What should I say?
Just this, and look at me.
Okay.
I'll be there. Thank you. We are on the same team.
3 wins, 0 losses. The varsity KAS boys, our own home court, have one win and 1 loss. And then we have the Budapest, and they have 0 wins and 2 losses. And the KAS JV boys has also 0 wins and 2 losses. Then we have Vilnius, who has one
win, 2 losses.
1 win, 2 losses.
And so far, I bet the Bucharest Vampires are gritting their teeth and are hoping for a Warsaw loss here, because currently the 2 top competitors are the Warsaw Warriors that have gone on a perfect streak, a perfect run so far, just clashing with the already ahead Bucharest Vampires, and if they extend their lead to 3-0, then their second games will be the ones to determine who faces off the weakest team of the tournament. And here we kind of facing off 2 dichotomies, the ones with a perfect record and the ones with a perfect record on the other side.
But do you think they have a chance of winning?
I believe as long as the boys were rested today, you could truly see the fatigue from yesterday's last 2 games. However, I saw how well rested the Warsaw Warriors were in the opening ceremony, and they make quite a statement with their first game. However, it's to be noted, Victoria, that if you compare the 2 benches, the Warsaw Warriors squad is traveling with just 8 players, which gives them just 3 players on the bench, whereas we have a pretty stacked and deep Budapest bench right there.
And then wouldn't you say it's quality over quantity?
I'd say at this point, at these first games, yeah, it's quality over quantity. But if you look at long term, it's going to be quantity because the players get fatigued. It's a tiring game, Victoria. You know, back in your heyday when you used to play for the WNBA KSSL League, that it's tiring to be playing full minutes. And weren't you a starter, Victoria?
Yes, I was a starter. I was a point guard.
And the starting point guard, am I right?
Starting point guard.
And how many... Did you share those minutes with Elizabeth Morrow, or were you tired out the whole game?
No, definitely, but Elizabeth is a star. We couldn't have done it without her.
Oh, well, yeah, but see, you have a motor that can run our defense, offense, back there, back court, full court. However, these guys, it's a very dynamic game, and playing the total 8 times 4. What's 8 times 4? Playing the total of 32 minutes can be exhausting for anybody here. And we have
an interception by the Blazers, number 2. 5 comes in and foul from number 7.
Oh, we have dubbed him the fake Giovanni with Maxwell, so if you refer to him, he's also known as Giacomo. And ladies and gentlemen, for anyone tuning in just now, it's the very early minutes, premature minutes of the first quarter, and it's the Warsaw Warriors with an early, well, right now snatched back to 1-point lead, and it's the Blazers at the charity strike. So far, both teams have been converting offensively, and a swing westwards. And number 9 high in the post takes an elbow jump shot, and it's good. And so it's Warsaw extending their lead. And now it's Giacomo, the floor general for the Budapest Blazers, getting a pick. up top, leads it out, sneak dish to Tang, and it's reverse. Keegan on the reverse. Keegan with an attempt, falls, rattles down as he goes hard, as he hits the deck there, and it will be 2 shots ensuing as he was in shooting motion. Oof, it's not that hard. Strong grab. So Victoria, what can you tell about number 15 of the Budapest Blazers and his playstyle particularly? Would you call him a basketball gifted player?
I think definitely. He has great motor and stamina. You can't deny he's a good athlete, but I don't know if it's God-given necessarily.
Amen.
Number
and now it's
11
Tengli on the
goes.
fast break. Euro
Yes.
steps. Unable to lay it in. Great contest there by number 3 from the Warsaw Warriors. And it's Keegan with an interception. He open under there. A bit too quick for them. And we have Lawrence hits the deck. And it's Tang. Dish off to Keegan. Miscommunication there. And that didn't look like a good sign for the Blazers. We see Keegan getting Tang a high five. No need for frustration this early on. And what can you tell from the body language from the Budapest Blazers? Might we be worried about their team chemistry here?
I think they're all just very focused on winning. None of them necessarily seem frustrated yet. Both teams seem very collected, but I think the Warriors have more of a calm aura around them.
Definitely. I'll give you that. They seem like a very organized team.
Yes.
A lot has to do with the coaching staff of the Warsaw Warriors. Yes, I've been witnessing CISA for the past 6 years. I've seen... Oh, grabs that right from the rim. Right. Swing to the center. Deep shot. 3-pointer no good. Attempts to bank it in. It's the Budapest Blazers with a board, and now it's Tang. Crossing, driving right. Drives right inside the Warsaw defense. And a dish off number 6, no good. And Keegan draws a charge. Great defensive posture there. And we have our very first substitution for the Warsaw Warriors. Number 15 will be checking in. And it's a timeout for the... Oh, sorry, my bad. It's referees are talking it over with the Warsaw coach. Having a bit of a frustrated moment here. The game is yet to continue. It's perhaps something about a former call. Yes, it will. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a technical, and the Budapest Blazers will be shooting one pair. As they
Technical was given to number 7, right? It just
I'm
went off.
assuming so. There must have been something he has done disgruntledly when getting subbed in. We're not sure there. However, it's a technical and possession for the Blazers. And here come the Budapest Blazers. Number 2 drives baseline. This is push it back.
They both fight for that
Lawrence
ball.
hitting the deck.
And the
Over there.
Warriors have it.
Very affectionate rolling there, seen on the floor.
Definitely.
And now it's number 3 hitting the ball. And number
3 up top.
And Victor, look how cool and collected number 3 is. He is one of the
Yes.
veterans on that Warsaw team, evident. And
You
now
can definitely see he's been through the hard passions of the game, and he's now very
And he's
collected and
also-
used to it.
he's also the older brother of number 1, who's currently on the bench. So we have some double trouble here. 5, and assumingly the coach's decision not to start number 1, perhaps because he wants the 2 brothers to share their minutes on the court. to have these, because both of them are two strong leaders, and perhaps this is the strategy they'll have, leaving one of the starters on the bench in order to ensure that there's a ball handler for all situations. Oh, there's there, number
Now
11 drives, Tang drives in, attempts a circus shot, no good, bad miss. Tang hasn't been very effective for the Blazer offense so far. Hopefully this will change, and too much dribbling there, and great
Sue
pressure.
has an open
and
shot,
I know my boy Lawrence will get this in. He's a
So
smooth little fella there.
with that layup, he has 10-8 for the Blazers. With a 2-point lead.
Swings westward. Number 9. Look at that post up. Terrible spacing by the Warsaw Warriors,
another.
which causes a turnover. And number 9 with a take, and it's an and one.
And one.
Oh yeah, we call him the fake Giovanni. We did it. And number 5, we'll see if he'll be able to convert on his 3-point opportunity there. Oh, you see, I told you, a brother for another.
Brother for brother.
And I'm assuming it will be number 1, Ben, who will be their running point guard for now, as we see it. And Giacomo snatches the ball. Lawrence drives left. He doesn't seem to like the right side too much. Always drives right, can't really go left. It's a problem a lot of varsity players have, is not necessarily not having the ability, but not having the confidence to drive left. Something that has been killing our very own sniper, Dmitro Bumin Shwed. In the game, however, Coach Semyuk preaches left-hand ability, and it is what has saved Dima so far, because he's an impeccable shooter. However, his driving skills is what helps him and the Cossacks stretch the floor. And now it's Giacomo with handling the ball. Giacomo drives right, switches left, and finds number 8 inside. And a beautiful offensive possession here, and we're starting the Budapest Blazers, getting a few buckets early on. The Warsaw Warriors don't look like their usual mighty selves.
True.
Number 1, Ben with a 3-pointer. Oh, Ben Grobrov brick there. It was indeed contested, and I didn't fear that it's going to be blocked there, but
yeah.
Ben's an experienced shooter with a normal shooting form. So, number 3, clear shot.
Beautiful shot.
Telling Benji, the little brother, that's how you shoot. They do it, and now Giacomo running it up the floor with 18 seconds on the clock. Gonna drive, an easy lay-in, and too easy, terrible miscommunication there, as the Warsaw Warriors were not keeping an eye on the midline, failed to collapse inside there. Their 2 tallest players, number 9, number 3. I think Ben has a few inches on his brother, no? Despite their... Yeah, it looks like... Can't really tell which one of them is taller from all the way here. Oh, we have... Also, it will be... the... Yep. It's Ben running it up the floor. Crosses, swings it to Tariq. Open in the post, fakes, jabs, spins, and what will it be? It'll be a blocking foul. It would be an out-of-bounds play. Morse in the corner, Ben in the high post. Attempts to float it in, no good.
Oh,
great
another
defense.
open shot. Oh no, now
and
25
now it's
comes
number
in
1
and
driving. No good. Warsaw does a great job to come back and hustle on defense. And now it's number 9 with a jump shot. Huge, just bullies his way inside. I guess they want to go, and it is 12-17 for the Budapest Blazers. screen up top. Giacomo drives. It's clustered by the Warsaw defense. Number 12 is forced to shoot. Will it fall? Lucky bounce? No, no good. Oh, and an outlet pass. I said one in time. Drives, and it will be a travel call. Step before then. Seems like this Warsaw squad so far.
But do you think the Warsaw squad is just taking their time and doing plays, not exactly focusing on the win? Or are they putting in full efforts?
Well, in regards to focus, they don't really seem focused right now. And I don't think... They obviously are trying to win this game. However, there has to be in this coach huddle right now, there has to be something different. The coach has to preach a tactic of unity here and for the players to get their head in the game, because so far they have been rather, I don't know, it doesn't look like a very organized unit out here as they usually are. What about you? What do you have to say about the fourth quarter?
Definitely, I think the Warsaw squad underestimated that of Budapest, and they aren't putting in all the effort that they would. They're almost playing down to the level of their opponents, which we've seen from many teams, and that's either a curse or a blessing, really.
And that's the thing that happens, Victoria, when you go on a 2-0 full victory day. You can get out of that winner's euphoria, and you feel like you really have everything under control. However, evidently the Blazers, the guys who were extremely tired and upset over yesterday's outcome, have been focusing on retaliation here against the Warsaw Warriors, proving that they're still in this tournament and they're still contenders for the High School Boys CISA Tournament 2019 finalists.
Definitely. We can see the Budapest is not going to go down without a fight.
Okay. Now it's Giacomo here, driving Tempsjana. Gets stuffed by number 6. Vicious stuff there. No mercy shown by the Warsaw defense. It's my boy Ben who's in him. And Victoria, a key here I'm starting to look at is that there's quite a lot of communication right now from the Warsaw squad coming in from the timeout. I think it was smart huddle by the coach.
Definitely. I think he told them and showed them that they need to come together as one and work together like they did on their previous games.
Yeah.
And I think the Budapest coach told them to keep doing what they're doing, because they're definitely showing a lot of effort and passion on the court.
Definitely. And we see their vocal leaders being number 1. One swings, hesitates on number 6 and number 9. Miscommunicate there. Once again, not very good spacing offensively from the Warsaw Warriors. And the Budapest Blazers have been able to excel and use this to their advantage. And now it's Ben. It's alright. He's oh,
and a foul on Ben on number 1 right before the half-court line.
And he is stripped by the...
A timeout is called.
And once again, their Icelandic ritual. Oh, and yes, and as we've interviewed them yesterday regarding their ritual of clapping during huddles, and they call it the Warsaw clap, am I right?
Yes, it's called the Warsaw clap. And it gets their spirits up and shows them not to give up.
Yes, it does indeed. Rather intimidating, huh?
Definitely. Especially because even though there's only 3 players on the bench, if you've noticed, their cheering from the bench has been 10 times louder than that of the Budapest Warriors.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think there's a lot of passion on the team, and that can be seen by how 3 people can make the noise of 20.
Yeah, so far the Budapest Blazers have not been even as close to vocal as they'd want to be. However, all of them seems so far like rather individuals rather than a team who are upset by yesterday's 2 losses. And these are the times that will challenge them if they will able to win this one and stick as a unit, or will the Warsaw Warriors be able to dismantle them?
We will see right now.
Warsaw inbounds the ball. Corner and select ball by Giacomo. And Tariq will be inbounding the ball. The corner Ben, number 9 in the post.
And one takes the shot, almost a 3, and no.
It kisses off the rim, but does not go in. And now we'll see what Budapest has to offer here. And here we hear those Warsaw chants that you were talking about, Victoria.
Yes. Once again, their voices are heard cheering throughout the gym.
Well, Keegan stuck in there. Will he do something?
And it seems to be working. They're loud cheering from defense, and the Warsaw Warriors have shown how their defense prevails.
Precisely so. And, ooh, nutmegs his own teammate there.
And a 3 comes, and an air ball follows.
Easy rebound for the Warsaw Warriors.
9 and a foul, and no shot.
And an and one.
And 1 comes from number 6.
And number 12 did not seem to agree with the call, but the contact there was crystal clear.
You could hear it from up top.
You could hear from a flop. Up top. Sounded like an abusive father there. That slap appeared all the way from here. And it's number 9 with a rebound, fades away. No good.
And 3 is trapped, gets it up
Another
top,
offensive board for the Warsaw Warriors.
and 1 gets it. And 12 gets the ball from the Budapest team.
Very nice count.
And up they go.
Go Keegan will try a shot. No, number 5. Sets for 3-pointer, shoots, no good. Hasn't been.
But the rebound comes from the Budapest Warriors.
Blazers have
Blazers
been
as
cold
well.
from the 3-point line so far. And number 15 with another shot. Can he break this? The slump? Nope.
Oh,
Number
and an
5 with
interception
steal.
from number 5. He comes
3
in.
to 1. He's got
passing,
options and he gives it
and
up
yep.
beautifully to number 2. Excuse me, number 1.
The shot is great.
Now it's Benji running the floor, swings it. He look at the high post. No, finds Ben on the other side. Good shot there, number 9. Just great hustle there shown by the worst by the
And
Budapest
despite the
defense.
missed 3, the Warriors seem to have an advantage now as they have been put
into a good offensive rhythm here early in the halfway through the second quarter. However, we'll see if they manage to contain Budapest Blazers defensively, which seems to me like they've been doing a better job than in the first quarter so far.
Definitely.
Exposed up, and he gets fouled. Great drive, great take there. And we see number 7 back on court.
He seems very confident and happy about getting these 2 shots.
Yeah, and he seems refreshed after that technical.
Definitely.
Probably a few advices from the coach not to let this get in his head. And he look forward to tying and then regaining the lead for the Warsaw Warriors. And his first free throw is good.
And swishes right in. Now preparing for his second. He looks calm and collected, something we've seen prevail through all of the Warsaw players. And he misses.
No swish. A splish.
No swish, a splish.
Off the dish.
In this
Fish. Okay. Oh, and they will redo the second free throw. Someone must have stepped out of the line there.
And it looks like God is on his side today because, again, it goes in and swish.
Amen,
2 points.
Victoria. There have been a lot of biblical allusions today from you.
Definitely.
It's not even Sunday yet. And number 5 drives in.
The Warriors cheering
Number 6
helps
Ben.
the Warriors, and they get the ball back before Budapest has a chance to score. And with 3 going in there,
And
if
if I'm the Warriors, Victoria, something I'll use to my advantage is our height.
definitely.
This is something the Bucharest Vampires have been definitely exploiting last game as they proved victorious against the Blazers. In the last game, we hear all those cheers from all the way here in the Moody booth. It's just 3 players, Victoria.
3 players, but quality over quantity.
And I think in the next interview we'll do, it's worth asking as to why they've chosen to travel with just 8 players.
I think that's a great question.
We have recently been notified by our media team that a certain boy named Thomas, whatever the foolish nickname is up there, is not necessarily enjoying the commentary here. So being spiteful commentators that we will continue talking, and even more than last time. So Victoria, let's do play-by-play colorful commentary now. We have to say number 1 takes a shot. And it's a swish, bazinga. And it's the Warsaw Warriors inbounding the ball, and it's number 7 driving in. This is to the right, to the left. Oh boy, Thomas, so much ball movement here. Number 1 with a 3-pointer by Ben. No good, Gabro brick. And it's Tang with the ball. And number
5 gets the gives the pass to number 15, and he goes in.
Attempts to drive baseline as a snuggle for the ball.
And he prevails,
very
and the
affectionate,
Budapest gets the shot.
Very affectionate hustling there, and it will be an inbound ball. Oh, and once again, we hear the Warrior clap. Oh, and the Budapest players will attempt to replicate it as a response. Very interesting play there. So a bit of psychological warfare he's seen from the 2 sides. And Victoria, it is just about 2.5 minutes to go through the second quarter, and in the first half, it's the Budapest players just clinging on to their lead. And do you feel like this is a close one, or do you feel it's more one-sided?
I think this is going to be a very close game. The Budapest Blazers have shown just how hard they're willing to fight for this victory. And I think the Warriors are very surprised. Warsaw, I don't think they expected Budapest to be so hard in their game. They didn't expect them to be the competitor that they have shown they are.
And for the Blazers, I feel like there's a sentiment of injustice for them, as they just can't believe that they have been 0 for 2 so far in this tournament. And perhaps they're definitely looking to regain their momentum here in this tournament. However, the Warsaw Warriors seem a lot more poised and seem like they have a lot more to offer here in the end of the first half, and more to come during the second half of this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I want to read the comment.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
Just commenting.
Okay. So, number 1 from the Blazers gets the ball, and 10 gets the shot. 15. Okay, so 1 gives the pass to number 3, and he goes into his own brother. He doesn't get the shot, but he does get a foul. With 2 shots on the way, the first one does not go in and hits the rim.
All right, Boyd Thomas, you're being sorted out right now. So tell me, Victoria, how has this game been going on?
It has been going on very well. It's very surprising and strong game. And with that great pass to 3, he goes in and misses the layup. But 9 has his back, and he gets it up.
Number 1, swing east-west. To the right, Tang looks for a shot. No, doesn't have the clearance. 2. 1 will shoot it from the corner. His foot was on the line there, not a 3-point attempt. And it's number 7, steamrolling the other way. Passes inside from a brother to another. 3-pointer. The brotherly love not shown here. Number 9 attempts to save the ball. And me oh my, isn't 9 a big boy from the Warsaw side?
Yes, I think his height is a great advantage in this.
Victoria, I don't think you'd probably, if we'd put you side to side of him on an interview, you probably wouldn't even reach his pelvic bone. Number
Actually,
3.
oh, the ball doesn't lie. The ball doesn't lie.
However,
I think something that we can be worried about for the Blazers is the fact that they already have 4 fouls.
yeah, it seems like also the Warsaw Warriors are cutting the edge, as we have predicted. Oh, great jump stop fake. Damn, no good, and he gets an and one.
You can see how happy the Warriors are through their bench. They're all so passionate about every single shot.
And for number 3, what seemed like a garbage play turned into treasure for him as he converts on his 3-point opportunity.
And now, with 50 seconds left,
oh,
the Warriors have won.
One. The Warrior clap has seemed to have only grown louder here in the second half of the first half. And
with 50 seconds left on the clock, we're out here seeing, and Warriors have prevailed, and now they're in the lead with 4 points. Yeah, 4 points. It's not a big lead, but we'll see.
And the Budapest have seemed to have relatively calmed down here in the second quarter, and obviously Warsaw has been taking full advantage of that.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting to see who is going to win at the end of this quarter. Are the Budapest Blazers going to be able to catch up?
And right now it's a question of will and team chemistry here, which Warsaw so far have been the obvious favorites here. And they currently have a 4-point lead over the Blazers.
You can see through just how the Warriors play. They'll do anything to win. They have put so much heart into the game.
Let's see if the Blazers can prove this seemingly underdog
just in the
sentiment
beginning already, the Warriors were pressing on the Budapest Blazers. And it seemed to work as 7 gets a foul and was about to have a break.
And not a good sign that Budapest are fouling half court through here so early on, as Warsaw is awarded with 2 free throws here. It shows whenever you get fouls midway to stop the blade, shows who's really in control of the game.
Especially because now every foul will result in 2 shots.
That's well noted. Number 7, can he go 2 for 2? Yep, and so he does. Perfect from the free throw line. And what's the call? There's a substitution. And we have the 2 Lebal brothers back inserted into the lineup. And it's caught on the way. Oh, great outlet pass. Quick play there by the Budapest Blazers. Perhaps just enough to give them that spark to reignite their first quarter efforts. And it's number 7 looking for an opening. Deflected. Great defense by number 1. And now it's Tang. Almost loses the ball there. However, fortunate for him. Okay, Tang.
With 6 seconds on the clock, we're going to see. They seem to just be wasting time. And with
deep,
one last shot.
And this is the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Victoria, your impressions on the Warsaw Warriors this first half?
This first half of the game, I think we could definitely see in the beginning they're a lot more relaxed, and now they've turned that relaxed into calm and collectiveness. We can see they're definitely starting to push really hard right now. And the Budapest Blazers have been pushing and been strong this entire time. So what do you think is going to be the results in this second half?
Well, my instincts and my intuitions tell me that Warsaw will just extend the edge they have over the Blazers now. However, I'm not going to call anything early. I love my boys, Budapest Blazers. So I'll I want to give them the benefit of doubt here. However, let's see. Maybe this is truly a testament to their team spirits right now. I believe this will be devastating for Budapest Blazers. Generally speaking, if they lose this game here. And I'll go on such a far tangent as to say if they don't win this game here, their hopes of getting to the finals are diminished. But you never know. You never know what can happen. And I'll be more than impressed, willing to say that I'll be more than impressed if they manage to bounce back from this one. Obviously, the missing factor of Victoria is the GOAT in Chantilly, Cameron Furland. And his absence, the team has not been managing as well as they did all those years. However, also they have a lot of new players on their team, as we have interviewed. A lot of their former squads, as our KS Cossacks, they have stuck through all the way since middle school. We have this core of Ramon, Andre, Dima, Vlad. These guys have been playing together
since they were literally kids.
Since even like first year of middle school, going to middle school CISA's JV, and then now they're on varsity.
The way they've grown is truly inspirational for I think anyone that sees them play. When they play on the court, all of them together, it's as if they know where the pass is gonna go, when they should go in. And it's like they have a connection even.
Yeah, brother, and definitely. And now that they're in the big leagues, they forget all those rankings that they used to have. Like, oh, who's the better player? Who is this? It's all about the team now. And I believe this is what the Budapest Blazers have been deprived of this year, as there's a lot of guys I don't recognize on this team. I understand this is every year it's a new team. But I think that an advantage to many of the teams is that they have kept the same squad.
Definitely.
Over these years.
Growing individually is good, but growing as a team is incredible. Especially with the team chemistry, I think it's much better overall. Because you know who does what best, what are the weaknesses and strengths.
Of
their players.
From what team?
Any team. Everything, ever.
Fucking basketball. Jesus Christ. No, I can't do this. Give me a more narrowed down question.
Okay. Do you think the Budapest Blazers truly have a chance against the Warriors, who have beat and won every single game they have faced so far?
I'd like to think so, and also if I'm the Bucharest Vampires, I'm hoping that the Blazers are the ones victorious in this game. However, so far it seems to me like this is Warsaw time, and that they will be extending their winning streak to 3-0. That's my call so far. And we're seeing the players huddling right now. Baseline, the Warriors always talking it over. Just by looking right now, Victoria, on the Blazers bench, the unit itself doesn't seem as... Look how compact and how attentive the Warriors bench is in comparison to that. They're more spread out. I just don't see the same unit as I see in the Warsaw Warriors.
I think also in the Warsaw team, it's very much picking the best out of the best players. So I think that's why they've become so close. It's a lot easier to get close to a small number of people than a huge team. Especially when most of them don't even play as much.
Agreed, and this might seem to you as an advantage now, but I think when Warsaw will advance in the bracket, these last games, quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals, will prove to be too much for the lack of depth in the Warriors roster. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the beginning of the second half of the second game on the second day of the high school boys basketball tournament. And it's a floater attempt by the Warsaw Warriors. And Ben is forced to shoot three and gets fouled at the three-point line. That will be 3 shots awarded to the Warsaw Warriors.
Are you thinking about interviews after the game? You know who you want to talk to?
And first free throw out of 3. Warriors number 2. And from Warriors. Another free throw here, the final free throw here for the Warriors. Switch. Oof. A couple of Gebro breaks there. And what did the call be? Jump ball? No. Benefit of doubt given here to the Budapest Blazers. And it's number 2 running the floor. His colorful sneakers, which symbolize his speed, agility, cat-like ability to move on the court. And it's Keegan's show of hands, cross-court pass, and it's stolen by Ben. Oh, beautiful crossover there. Makes him
comes
look
in with the
stupid
pass.
there. Number 3, number 9 in the post. Dish out to number 7. Will attempt a long-range 3, and he makes it.
Shot.
Wow.
Slowly but surely, the Warriors have gotten almost to a 10-point lead. Right now, it's leading at 8.
And they show no signs of stopping here. And let's see if there's a response from the Blazers, and it's Tang Lee. Provides that. Sorry, number 7. Quick dish to number 3. The Warriors spend no time in setting, in wasting
shot from the
time.
post.
No time wasted as they sink another one in. So it's the Warriors not allowing the Blazers to get back in this game, but so far we've been going here back and forth. No lead changes, but the margin between the two teams has been so far pretty equal. All throughout beginning of the third quarter. And it's Ben, drives baseline, attempts to sneak one in, and he's awarded 2 shots. And so far he hasn't been his usual self from the free throw line. Do you think it's the nerves, Victoria?
I think that he's definitely under a lot of pressure, being as he can't be substituted every 2 seconds. They don't have the advantage of having a lot of players on the bench.
Yeah.
So I think he definitely feels the pressure.
Definitely. One of those exhaustion factors.
True.
You see in those little things, they play a big difference in the end. And how you shoot. And however, I'm glad that he proved us wrong as he sinks 2 of 2 from here. And once again, I'm never tiring to hear the invigorating Warsaw clap here.
I think
What do you think, Victoria?
I think definitely just the smaller amount of players on the Warriors team has made the team a lot more unified and more of a family than a sort of built-in big company of people.
Yeah, same. But moving back to the point of chemistry,
Yes.
what ASB have to do, we've seen that they have talented players, the players who can score the ball effectively, who can stretch the floor. However, they have found little success from the three-point line. And I think what has to be them is like just the Cossacks from the first game when they lost to the Warsaw Warriors. They've been just jacking up threes. There was no offensive flow here. And I think the Budapest Blazers here have the opportunity to learn from the Cossack mistakes and learn that ball movement and these opportunities of running plays is extremely valuable in such games. And also I'd like to see number 12 from the Budapest Blazers, who have so far in this one had a great appearance in terms of shooting. Oh, and look at the press the Blazers are countering. Look at that beautiful defense. Let's see if the and proves too much pressure to be for the Warsaw Warriors. Great unable to fulfill the press break, and an attempted three-pointer yet no good. Exactly those three-pointers I was talking about. I was not the best play choice there, as there was still a couple of Warriors who weren't able to get back on defense, and they had the strengths in numbers on that play. However, despite the three-pointer being extremely valuable on paper, it is far from the best play to make. Unless you're wide open like that, then it's honestly a 50-50% there. Number 1. The LeBall brother dynamic here, and Lawrence drives. Beautiful kick out to Tang. Tang takes his time. Shot, manages to avoid the shot clock right in time. And it will be
that's very good. Even with a whole lot of almost 5 minutes on the clock, the Blazers are still pressing. Are you scared that they're going to tire themselves out? Or are they allowed to tire themselves out since they have an entire team on the bench?
I think, honestly, Victoria, they're going to close this one out. But what I'm truly afraid of is their next game. And how ready will they be for the next game?
Oh, that's a very good point. Especially as during this game we can see on the second half they're putting in all of their effort.
Yes, Victoria, and as I just found out that their next game will be against the American School of Vilnius, one of the more elite teams of this tournament, and
as they have renownedly beaten their last opponent by 100 points.
This is undeniably, inexplicably true. Number 9 settles for a fader there, using his height advantage as he shoots over the seemingly
I feel like all of these small fights, like fighting for the ball and who's going to get it first, really ignites the team's fires and makes them want to fight harder.
Ben Gabrovic from 3. And number 6. Once again, you see that height advantage of the Warsaw Warriors, and they're taking it straight to the rim. They're not afraid. They know they've been a very well practiced, well groomed team from the Warsaw coach's side, and this is a team that can make their free throws. Big man, point guards, shooting guards. Very capable, very talented team.
But this time again, the Blazers' passion is showing to be
a
consequence.
2 for 2,
because
yeah.
they have 3 fouls already with almost 4 more minutes on the clock.
Yeah, but I say at this point you gamble it because it's just this game, and what they were doing with that full court press, the Warriors were not able to break that press defense.
Yeah.
And Victoria, do you on the girls' side practice full court press?
Yes, we did.
Yes, you did.
But we usually did it by the last minutes of the game or minute of the game, not at 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Oh, and we see Tang Lee sidelined here for a while. We're clapping. He might have pulled something when he landed. Seems like some pain in his hamstring area. Unfortunate for the Blazers. And he is one of those guys that has been there for a long time, since middle school. Tang Lee. And these guys, the Buddha's players, are really missing and chasing the ghost of Chantilly. And Tang Lee, will he return to the game? He thinks so. He's receiving the Warrior clap. Although it's unsure if it's their regular clap. Alright. Interruption in the Moody booth.
Yes.
And Victoria, what is the key to a successful a successful way to break the full court defense if you're Warsaw?
I think definitely spreading out, making sure that it's not a man-on-man, always running away, eye contact, court vision.
It's not a basketball game. It's a basketball game. Oh, and a steal by the Warsaw Warriors. Quick turning on the Jets,
Beautiful
and number
take
3
in.
lays it in
Despite
easily.
having 2 players behind him.
The Gabrovic brothers. 2 partners in crime there. Number 2 takes a 3 jab step. Number 11 swing, great ball movement. And they go for a 3-pointer here. And finally, Lawrence is able to break the Budapest shooting slump. And that is a good sign for the Blazers, as they still have 3 minutes in the third quarter and a full fourth quarter to go. Definitely positive potential here for a comeback. And
yes,
if they do manage a comeback here, it will be the greatest comeback so far. Oh, and number 12.
You could see number 12's face when he blocked him from behind.
Oh, that felt good. That boosted his ego, all right.
I think the Blazers are starting to get more angry.
I think so. And honestly, what I want to hear is them communicating.
Definitely.
I seriously from
you
here.
see a lot of ball movement, a lot of everything, but not
little
talking,
communication, very little
talking.
communication. This is this part, you know. I see a lot of facial gestures. I see a lot of body language that seems symptomatic and unhealthy for a basketball team.
And you think it's better to have actual communication than maybe that of eye contact?
Always. I mean, always. I mean, even if you're angry and you're yelling at the other player, that's the coach's job to break it down, to say, "Stop it, guys." But at least it shows passion and commitment to the game. Positively speaking, if you're a team and you don't communicate, your chances of winning any tournament, yet alone a basketball game, are practically none.
Very true.
And as we're taking a timeout here, Victoria, it seems to me that the Warriors have a comfortable lead here, leading 46-33 against the Budapest Blazers.
Yes. The Warriors have been, as we assumed, catching up slowly but surely. And I think now they've finally taken on their big lead, and I don't think they're ever going to stop. At least not for this game.
No,
they seem like they've been ignited, and they just have a passion to keep going more and more. What do you think of the Blazers' mentalities right now?
Blazers mentality, I don't know. They seem kind of down to me.
Yes.
I see the coach undeniably doing his best, trying to regain the boys' focus. But at one point, from prior experience, I know that sometimes when you see a lost cause, it's just a lost cause, and it's really hard to break that mental barrier. And basketball being a very mental game, if they don't believe in themselves, they're not going to win.
That's a very good point.
And here we are, moving back to the third quarter of the game. And we see once again that aggressive Warsaw full court press. Sorry, Budapest full court press, and that is a great sign for the Blazers. The Warsaw are making such mistakes, and it's number 7 handling the ball. The receives a pick up talk, smooths in, kick out a bit too strong there, but not a problem for number 3 as he drives in under a little bit of hot potato there, and it turns to be the Blazers ball there. Number 3 directing traffic there. Number 2 swing back to number 3. Great quick ball movement. He's like, oh, me, no, not me.
It seems as if they're trying to just confuse the team.
Exactly
with their ball movements.
With the sporadic
and
ball movement. It does, and we have the Leball brothers. So far, I think just them two have been able to be effective from the three-point line. And I think they need more of that. And ladies and gentlemen, 8-point lead. Definitely not a double-digit lead anymore. So a good sign for the Blazers. And let's see if this is enough to ignite them. It's really. I want to see. I want to see more action from the Blazers. I want them to get pumped, to get hyped. And that is team number 3. They should not allow any offensive. Oh, the rebound. But the Blazers' main job right now is not to allow Warsaw to move on offensively in order to come back and regain their double-digit lead. So if Warsaw's taking 3-point shots, I'd let them. I just make sure every shot is contested and there's nothing in the interior. So
definitely.
And we see the coach. The Blazers seem to be playing zone defense, which is rewarding them at this point. Number 5, oh, unlucky there off his own foot.
I think also man-to-man is very tiring.
Indeed.
Especially they're trying to keep up their pressure to have a good offense. Right now they're playing a very offensive game.
Yeah.
I think they really want to play it. They really want to get those shots in.
Indeed. Blazers seem to have that no-quit mentality. And they seem to pressure the ball handler a lot here.
Yes.
But
he doesn't seem very pressured.
See, that is the gamble you take.
That is true.
And pays off for them. Chance to secure the ball. Their center number 8 can be the X factor for them this game. I believe so, by getting those defensive boards, getting the possession for the Blazers, and something I told him before the game, I want to see him in the post. I want to see
with
him.
3 seconds on the clock, he takes the last shot.
Oh, rattles it around.
and
Unlucky for him. Right in there. What is?
with the
very
finishing
confused
of
with
the
shot
fourth
clock.
quarter, we see that the score is 46-38 to the Warsaw Warriors. And with this score, we can see that the Warriors have been their effort has paid off, and they're doing a very comfortable lead here. But still, with an entire quarter left, it is a very big possibility that the Budapest Blazers could eventually catch up if they put in all the efforts.
Would you expect judging from all the 3 quarters that we have viewed and commented on, would you expect the Blazers to be so close to the Warriors in the beginning of fourth quarter?
Based on the previous games, because I've seen all of them with the Warriors, honestly, I'm very surprised that they aren't taking a bigger lead in this game. They've shown to be strong and a very big competitor, almost top 3, I'd even say, of this entire tournament. So seeing them be so close with someone who isn't really up to par is very worrying almost. But I think also it's very notable that I think the Warriors didn't expect the Budapest Blazers to put in as much effort as they are, especially because the Blazers know that this is their last opportunity to really get in there, and this win would be extremely, extremely important for them.
Yeah. This is not necessarily a do-or-die game for the Blazers. However,
No, for the Blazers, yes.
if they want to reach the finals, it is.
Yes.
But in terms of the tournament, well, sure, on paper it seems like they have a chance, but honestly speaking, if we're being objectively realistic, if they don't get this, they're not looking good. Definitely not looking good. Lawrence attempting to put on the moves, and Kyle with a 3. Put them back in the game, no good. Well contested there by the Warrior defense. And it's number 3.
Yep, he's up
Heading on
top.
court. Lead swing, number 7. He's been shooting well so far, and he continues to do so.
With that beautiful shot, the Warriors are up to a 49.
Reliable archer for the Warsaw Warriors. And in the corner. Oh, puts on the moves. Great dribbling. Number 9. Oh.
His height definitely does take a big advantage when it comes to blocking players.
I don't think 8 even realized what he was going for there.
True.
Bit of regrets there. Swing left. Jab step fake. Beautiful cut by Giacomo. However, not mindful of the shot clock there. And Warsaw will be inbounding. And it's number 9 handling the ball. Quite unusual. Takes it all the way. Gets fouled. Oh, 2 shots. Well deserved for number 9.
I think that was the strategy. He seemed that he didn't even want to really get it up.
Well, I think that's what he was expecting, to draw a foul.
Yes.
Well, it's either that or dunk it. No, I don't know.
That's true.
According to his height.
The Warriors are very good at drawing fouls.
Yeah.
As you can see in every single quarter, the Blazers have at least had 3.
And you show how, and this shows how great their fundamental skills are when you have your largest guy being able to dribble full court and get fouled there, and get a pair from the free throw line. However, it doesn't seem to be that the foul was in shooting motion, so they will be inbounding the ball side out, and it's Ben.
And he takes it in instead of the
strong, manly drive. Does not hit the rim there.
But he does get the rebound, but still the Blazers get the ball. And 2 goes
Lawrence
in.
Speedy Gonzalez on the other end. 2.
And
No need
behind
to
the
rush
back
this one.
shot.
Oh,
pass
sticking
to
it
number
out.
2.
Oh, simply a brother dynamic there. And
the Warriors seem to get really frustrated right now.
Yeah, they
especially
don't
after that call.
necessarily agree with that call.
Do you agree with it?
I think there was some hand contact there. I think the refs got it right this time.
Yes. The ball doesn't lie.
The ball don't lie. And these are not. These are so far this tournament that I've been observing. These refs have been doing a fair job. I'd say rather unbiased.
Definitely. And
attentive.
Ben gets the ball.
Timo Sporting.
Oh,
great
what-
spin.
And a beautiful pass.
Show classes his handles there, and turns out to be the foolhardy Warriors got a second chance here. However, did not convert on it. And number 6 with a board.
Yes.
And will be running the floor. And he oops it to number 9, and he lays it in without an inch of room around him. But he's just simply too tall. He's yes. Giacomo drives inside, kicks it out. Lawrence will take the shot, no good. This just seemed like
Number
few
3
Warriors
goes
have
in
expanded.
fast.
ooh, all alone,
Passes
and
it to
once
9.
again to number 9.
And still.
And he misses that one, but with some contact on that. And once again, that high disadvantage for the Budapest Blazers. Devastating. However, honestly, I'd call this not a disadvantage for other teams, but more of an advantage for the Warsaw Warriors, because so far, I did not see a team apart from Vilnius who can match Warsaw height.
Very
Um,
true.
So I think a very interesting matchup for Warsaw next game, the American School of Vilnius. And you remember number 50 from the Vilnius school?
Yes, I do.
That
The
guy's
big
the
man.
height of the rim. So
Yes.
it'd be,
He didn't even have to jump to block a guy under the basket.
and the thing with,
And once again, the Warriors cheering from the bench. Let's see if it shows to help the Warriors. And it does. They get the rebound. Number 9 gets it. Passes it to number 7 as he runs down the court. And
however, with the blessing
another
of,
steal.
drives in. Oh, gets that beautiful finger roll to fall. And the Warriors looking to spawn. However, Victoria, with the blessing of having this 7-foot type of height that you always dreamt of, there's also a great miserable, timeout. And as we reach a timeout called, we'd like to mention the score with the Warsaw Warriors, 55 points up ahead of the Budapest Blazers here with 5 minutes to go of the fourth quarter. So as I was mentioning, that height ability can also be a curse for some players, as we've seen that there's a correlation with being taller. The less stamina you have throughout the whole game, and the more tired out you get running full court on defense and offense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially because you have more mass on you. But I think also...
Yeah, you gotta jiggle from all the way there to here.
But it's also worth it. I mean, you know, you may get
Well,
tired out faster, but you can also
There's a
block
bit
more
bias
shots,
there because it's
get
something
more
you could
shots.
never have, Victoria. But objectively speaking, I think
Objectively speaking, height matters.
hard over height though. And honestly, I think next game with two of those big men facing off for the Warsaw Warriors, number 50 for Vilnius and number 9 for the Warsaw Warriors. What is supposed to be an interesting matchup, I think, is gonna be more dominant for the Vilnius side, because number 9, he's gonna be tired out.
But he has an hour of resting, almost 2.
However, he's using his full motor, full capability now, and this is where the 8 players comes as a disadvantage.
Oh, here the Blazers come in with a unique strategy.
Oh, very, very intense dribbling scene on court, Victoria. And number 6 managed to strip him. Not
So
as
what do you think
scary
was
as
the
Victoria made it
point?
sound.
What was the point of that start?
Yeah. Oh, you can.
Wait, why can't you interview?
This number 2. And number 1 drives, attempts, and gets swatted by number 9. Says, not in my house. And it's the Blazers hustling. Ooh, lucky behind the back. Luck or skill? Not sure there. Keegan passing it to the left. Giacomo, will he drive? Takes too long to think there. Kyle will put it up. No good. Once again, we see the Blazers settling for 3-point shots. And
Yes, because with a 10-point loss right now, I think they're thinking that three-pointers are the best way and easiest way to get up there.
And so far, this has been the biggest misconception I've seen for the CISA teams of the high school boys basketball tournament, is that they value and prize on three-point too much nowadays. And
I agree.
if you're Steph Curry, if you're Klay Thompson, one of those Golden State bandwagon fans probably very, very happy about me mentioning them. If you're them, then sure, shoot the lights out. Like, okay, even if you're J.R. Smith, like shooters shoot, right? If you're in a slump.
Shooters gotta shoot.
However, this is high school boys basketball tournament. None of them are future NBA stars. No diss to them.
They're just trying to hoop, you know?
They're just trying to hoop, you know. But honestly speaking, if someone were to shoot, it's my boy Andre Orion. Otherwise, here I'd settle on team plays, on fake outs, fooling the team, and the Budapest Blazers, they are able to convert inside. They just don't seem to be.
The Blazers
willing
don't
to
seem
make
to have a
those plays.
chance inside the box right there, especially with the tall men guarding.
Warsaw
the
Warriors,
basket.
3-point.
And
Oh,
whoa.
he has been a lethal weapon out here for the Warsaw Warriors. And he further extends and is a 20-point lead, Victoria. And Angela
20 lead
McKenzie,
now.
is it fair to say that it's over for the Budapest Blazers at this point?
With 3 minutes, with almost less than 3 minutes on the clock, I think it's fair to say the championship is very clear.
Just further extend their lead.
But
Trample.
also, right now, what matters, especially in the game of round robin, is who will get the most points. And so I think right now they're trying to run up the score, because especially that will matter in the long run.
And desperation shot there. 3-pointer. No good.
Oh, and
I
again, the
think we can
Warriors get the
safely
ball.
announce with another easy bucket in transition for the Warsaw Warriors. And number 9, very pleasantly surprised with the motor this guy has in accordance to his height. I just hope he'll be as... Oh my! Continues to prove me right. Oh, come on, dunk there, baby. Oh, all right. Or beautifully collectively laid in to further extend the devastating lead for the Budapest Blazers in their eyes.
So you think right now the Warriors are at the peak of their performance? And a block right
does
on
that
the
answer your
three-point
question?
line. That's-
And number 7, looking for. They leave him open. They leave my boy Tariq open, and he swishes it. Tariq. And now the Warriors are simply having fun, Victoria, at this point. Blazers disrespecting
Their
them from
bench is coming on. Best players, some of them are coming off.
71-42, Victoria. One of the more
Wow.
high-scoring games this tournament,
Yeah.
if not the most.
Yeah, now their clapping seems to get louder and louder every time after their victories. It's very incredible the way that they play.
The highest score for a team in this tournament yet is 76, and Victoria with 1 minute 54 seconds to go. Do you think the Warriors will be able to break through that record?
And right now I think they could definitely break through that record with 2 minutes on the clock. I think they have a great chance of beating the record. And I think this game is becoming dangerously confident boosting for the Warriors. They're going to be so prepared for the next game.
The Warriors.
Yes.
Well, I think they're also going to be tired.
Tired, but prepared mentally, I'm sure.
But victoriously tired, am I right?
Victoriously tired, yes. Oh, 15 goes in there, and
Oh.
another block. Block after block.
And now they're simply feasting inside.
Oh.
I think the last, like, about 3 out of 4 of Budapest attempts have been inside and all have been blocked.
All have been blocked. I think they kept trying to do the three-pointers. They realized that didn't work, but it was too late to go inside the box because then they realized their strategy.
shooting inside. Very deceitful. 12. Giacomo on the ball, looking to create, drives inside. Just cross court, number 10 drives. Blazers still in possession. Mathias with a... Ooh. He's caught on a travel on that hop. Seemed to be shifting his feet. And my boy Mathias, he could have been that boost that the Blazers needed. He could have been the boost that the Blazers needed. However, he has been sidelined for the first game. Only appeared for a little short while in their last appearance of Blazers versus Vampires. He's been dealing with a very terrible hamstring sprain. Was honestly questionable for yesterday's games and even for today. And here we see him in the dying seconds of the fourth quarter. Probably to make those airline tickets worthwhile. And now it's the Warsaw Warriors. Last seconds. Tariq swings it to the right. One hand pass. Number 29 drives, stops for an opening. It is stripped by the Budapest Blazers. This Mathias drives, kickoff. Oh, great fake by number 14. Oh, and is able to convert on that one. Why haven't we seen that earlier from him? Oh, Tariq. Ooh, what is that? Sound like LeBron's shoulder shoes. Only they're able to make such thumping noise. And oh. And ladies and gentlemen, at that we conclude. It is the Warsaw Warriors victorious. Needless to say, this has been a one-sided affair, especially in the second half. The Budapest Blazers were able to have very interesting start to the first quarter, as they had seemed to have an early lead against the Warsaw Warriors. However, the Warsaw Warriors came into the huddle, regrouped, reconnected, and proved their continual perseverance and basically proved themselves to be who they are. And the game ends here with an over a 20-point margin victory for the Warsaw Warriors. And here soon we will be live streaming for you some interviews. Our media team will be grabbing interviews with the Warsaw Warriors and the Budapest Blazers, both the victors and the losers of this game. And we will be shortly with you. We are the KS Cossacks, our very own home team. Actually, in fact, funny speaking.
And now a special announcement from the Warsaw Warriors team.
All right, so basically, Siddharth Ramchandani, the spirit of this team, wasn't able to come for this tournament, but we want to thank him for coming to practice with us. And you're in our hearts today.
Thank you.
0 so far in this tournament, proving to be once again victorious and side by side with the two top teams so far in this CISA tire, the AISB Bucharest Vampires, and not as happy as an ending for the Bucharest Vampires, who go on an opposite, a dichotomy of the Warsaw Warriors, a 0-2-3 loss. And tune in back live with us as we have very interesting matchup ahead of us with the KS Cossacks varsity team versus the KS Cossacks, I repeat myself, JV team.